All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming, and we're writing SQL queries, and we're just going to continue right now. All right, so I think the next one was similar to this one. I'm going to find out right now. We want all category descriptions, product names, and retail prices but only for those products with a category of bikes or wheels. And we'll do the same kind of thing. So, how many were there over here? There were 40. All right, so I'm going to grab this because it's going to be very similar. All right. But after we do this on, before we do the order by, we don't need this. There won't be 40 anymore. We're going to say where category description equals bikes or category description equal wheels. All right, again, hopefully we didn't make any mistakes there. And now we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 records. All right. And guess what? We're going to do almost the same one again, one more time. So that'll be number 7. I'm going to copy this, all of this, except for the 7. And I'm going to say we want all these where this is not bikes and not wheels. So really there should be 33 of them because we have 40 products, and 40 minus 7 will give us 33. So this we could do not equal like this, or we could do it like this, etc. I'm going to just be consistent and do it like this. But I don't want to say or, I want to say and here. All right, because it can't be this one and it can't be this one. All right, so if we did this right, we should get 33, I would think. And it'll tell us up on the top. It says 0, 24, 33 total right there. Okay, all right. All right, let's do a similar one, yet not. Okay, I'm going to just grab that because we're going to bring in 3 tables now. Oops, crud. All right, so I want to show a query, all category descriptions, product names, retail prices, but I also want retail prices, wholesale prices, and vendor names. We will sort the results again by category description, ascending, then vendor name, descending, then retail price, descending, then wholesale price, descending. And again, how many records are there? Now, we've got to start here, but they're just going to have to be making some changes, but I'm going to copy the whole thing in anyway. Okay, and we'll just work from there. So we do want to select categories, and this time, so we do something different. Let's just show you the difference, and there'll be like typing here. We're going to alias the names. All right, so we've got C.category description, P.product name, P.product price, and then we want product vendor. We don't want to call it P again, so we'll call it PV for product vendor. Whoops, PV for product vendor. Wholesale price, and the vendor, V.vendor name. Wow. So that's from categories C, inner join, products P, on categories.category ID equal products, or here we'll say here C and P, but we're not done. We want to do another inner join on product vendors, and that's, remember, that's PV on PV dot vendor ID equals V dot home. We want to interjoin. This is just vendors. V on, hold on, let's see. You can see how it starts to get a little complicated. So we're interjoining. Got our first interjoin. Second interjoin is product vendors, just like we had, PV. All right. On P for products dot product ID equals PV dot product ID. All right, so that's two of them. And we need one more interjoin. Interjoin vendors V on PV dot vendor ID equals V dot vendor ID. You can see that this is getting a little bit more complex. All right, we want to order it by category description ascending, so that'll be another C. Products dot product name. I think here we said vendor name, so V dot vendor name. All right, and that is followed by P dot product price, and that's in descending order. And that is followed by PV dot product wholesale price. Spelled that wrong. Now, the chances of me typing all this in a correct manner without making any mistakes are probably not that good. All right. So select C.category description, P.product name, P.product price, PV.wholesale price, V.vendor name from category C, interjoin products P on C.category ID equals P.category ID, interjoin product vendors PV on P.product ID equals PV.product ID, interjoin vendors V on PV.vendor ID equals V.vendor ID. Where category description, we didn't want a where in there this time. We're just going to do all of them. So I'm going to get rid of that. All right, and then ordering it by category description, ascending, vendor name, ascending, product price, descending, product wholesale price, product vendor wholesale price, descending. Now, when I did this before, I believe I got 90, but we're going to see right now. Again, I'm hoping I didn't make any mistakes here. See how long it's getting already. So let's see. I did make a mistake. Unknown column. PV.hold. No, there's no wholesale price there. It's product vendor wholesale price. Yep, there it is. All right. I mean, if that's the only thing I got wrong, that sure isn't too bad. Oh, there we go. Says we got 90 records. There you go. So I have now combined information from the products table, the categories table, the vendors table, and the product vendors table. All right. Now, do a couple more that are going to be very similar. So the next one that we're going to do, and I'm glad I copied that because I had it here anyway. Let's go back up to the top here. We said there were 90 of them. So we're up to number 9 of 15. All right, and I got vendor names instead of vendor names. Now, when we do this one, but only for vendor Lone Star Bike Supply, sorry, now I turn that off. Or category bikes. Okay, so in many ways very similar to what we just did, but before the order by, we want a where in here. So this is where v dot vendor name, not vendor, vendor name equals Lone Star Bike Supply, or v dot vendor name. Nope, it's not vendor name. C dot category description is equal to bikes. So you can see now, before you turn around and say, you know, you're throwing a lot of garbage up here, nobody'd ever do these, you'd be surprised. All right, and I'm not just saying that either. You would be surprised. So let's see if we've got that one correct. When I did this myself, all right, I got here 37. So let's see if that's what we get. Oh, it doesn't like something. PV. Oh, again, it's got to be product vendor wholesale price. So how did I have that in here? That's product vendor wholesale price. Which means it's got to be that here too. Vendor. Okay, let's see if we've got that one right. Now, all right, if I did this one right, like I said, I think I get 37. Good golly. It's still wrong. Good golly, good golly. Okay, that has to be product vendor wholesale price. So does this one. All right, and we got 37. There they are. All right. Next one we're going to do is going to be the same thing, but instead of an or, we're going to use an and. All right, so we've got an or here. We're going to redo this with an and. So there were 37. Usually, when you do an and, you get less than what you had with an or. So the only change I have to make here is the word and over here, the word and. Okay. Hopefully I did it correctly. I should get, I think, 3. And there they are. And you'll notice that the category description there is bikes. And you'll hopefully also notice that the vendor name is Lone Star Bike Supply. All right. About 5 more I'd like to do here. I'm at 19 minutes. We'll see how many of mine get done in about the next 10 minutes or so. Show the query to select all employee first names, employee last names, order ID, product ID, and quantity ordered. Sort the results by the quantity ordered, descending. How many records were there? Did I say were or are? Are. Many records there. All right. So we're going to do, from now on, I'm just going to, rather than writing those fully qualified names out there, I'm going to use aliasing. So E dot employee first name, E dot employee last name, O dot order ID, P dot product ID, and the last one is OD dot order details quantity ordered. It's a mouthful. And we want to do all that, we're going to have to do some joins. So from employees, is it employees or employee? Let's double check that. Yeah, they should be pluralized, and they are. From employees, E, inner join on inner join orders O on E dot employee ID equals O dot employee ID inner join order details OD on O dot order ID equals OD dot order ID, one more, inner join products P on OD dot product ID equals P dot product ID. Again, another mouthful. Okay, I don't need this. When we just did this one, it was 3. All right, see if I made any mistakes, like not spelling select correctly. If I did this right, I should get back, I don't know. All right. There's no column. OD, order details, quantity ordered. Well, let's look. Order details. Order detail. Okay. Hopefully that's the only error we had in here. It says return an empty set. Well, that isn't good. Select employee first name, employee last name, order ID, product ID order detail quantity ordered from employees E, inner join on orders O. Oh. See that one again. Inner join on orders O. All right, employees from employees E, inner join orders O on E.employee ID equals O.employee ID. Looks good. Inner join order details OD on O.order ID equals OD.order ID. Inner join products P on OD.product ID equals P.product ID. I should have gotten some results. I'm going to bug out here for just a second. See if I can figure this out. In fact, let's stop here. This is a good place. We'll pick it up here and finish this up in the next lecture.